My name is Larissa, and we're going to practice for half an hour. So half an hour is a beautiful amount of time. Get blood flowing, get bodies moving, and then a little bit of rest in the end. I'm going to invite you to come onto your mat and take reclined butterfly for starters. So coming onto your back, bringing your feet together, and then allowing your knees to just settle away from each other. Not really doing any activation yet, just allowing time and gravity to settle you down into the earth. And with the back of your body nice and supported, focus on some deep diaphragmatic breaths, allowing the space between your low belly and your ribs to increase on the inhale. And then settling in a little bit deeper as you exhale. And just a few more rounds of breath here. You might even place your hands on your belly, looking for some expansion on the inhale. And then seeking that little relaxive quality that can happen on the exhale. Then we'll start to create a bit more activation. Press the soles of your feet together. As you're pressing the soles of your feet together, your knees may lift, looking for inner leg line activation. And then pull the pit of your belly downward. So your hip points are going to pull towards your low ribs. And then float your feet anywhere from a couple of inches to lifting them up a little bit higher. Just making sure your low back is nice and solid and firm, low belly nice and strong. And then once your feet are lifted, repress your heels, re-engaging inner leg line. Give yourself a breath. That deep diaphragmatic breath is going to change a little now that our core container is working a bit more. And then from here, a little addition. Double check feet again, press your heels together, and then high five the ceiling. Take a moment to press the back of your head into the ground so the back of your neck is nice and long, chin slightly tucked. Try to keep your head in this nice long line. Press your head, shoulders, and hands up towards the ceiling or sky, depending on where you are. Yeah, really good, just like that. Sometimes what happens is we lead with our chin, tuck your chin, press up through your palms. And then as much as possible, keep your arms where they are. Bring your knees towards the backs of your arms. So as you're pulling your legs towards the backs of your arms, they may or may not touch. If they don't quite touch, bend your elbows a bit so that your elbows and or backs of your arms are touching your knees. So this is crow on your back. Give yourself a deep breath in. And then squeeze your knees into your arms as you exhale, creating that inner line activation again. Take one more breath here. Then go ahead and lower down, hug your knees into your chest for just a moment. Feel free to take some movement, little rock side to side. And then plant your feet like you would set up for bridge, but then hover your feet above the ground, just a couple of inches, or lift them a bit higher. Same idea, making sure your low back is pressing into the ground. You can press your inner ankles together this time, knees facing straight up. And then this time, plant your palms right at your mid-upper leg bone or a little bit closer to your hip crease. Press forward with your hands, but pull your legs back at the same time. So again, creating some activation in your low core. The harder you push with your hands, the more resistance you're creating to pull your knees back. And again, noticing breath here. A deep diaphragmatic feels a little bit different with core container online. Give yourself a breath. And then as you exhale, activate your core by pushing your hands forward and pulling your upper legs back. Yeah, really nice work. Give yourself one more breath. Then hug your knees into your chest. And this time get a little bit of motion front to back, a little bit of rocking along your spine. And then eventually make your way into a standing forward fold. And once you're in your standing forward fold, feel free to take any motion, allowing your upper body to bop or drape. And as you're creating length through the back of your legs and the back of your body, check in with your neck as well, giving it a bit of a shake, making sure your neck is loose. And then release your arms if you have any arm binds. Everybody clasp your hands together in front of your face. We're going to roll up super slow. Press your knuckles downward actively as you start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. So you're creating a nice dome shape between your shoulder blades. Actively pressing down through your knuckles as you lift up. And once you start to get to the top, take your time, reach your arms up. You can unclasp your hands. And then from reaching up this nice standing position, take a big deep breath in, press your thumbs back to open your chest. Bow forward as you exhale. And halfway lift, deep breath in, press your chest forward. Stay right here, stretch your arms back, again, opening through your chest. Good, rise up, reach up, deep breath in. Bow forward as you empty out. Halfway. And stretch your arms back like airplane, palms facing down. Rise and reach. Thumbs back at the top to open your chest. Bow forward, empty out. Halfway lift. And this time, high plank to exhale. So a couple of breaths here. Lift your hips enough that you can pull your hip points towards your low ribs, tucking the pit of your belly in and up. And then as you inhale, start to rock forward on your toes. Lower all the way down, placing your entire abdomen on the ground. Keep your hands alongside your rib cage. Cobra, just for a breath, just peeling up one vertebrae at a time. And then lower right back down using your whole exhale. And do that again. Cobra, peeling up, squeezing your elbows in. Lower back down, nice and slow and controlled. Again, Cobra, lift up. Elbows in, maybe lifting just a bit higher this time. Slowly with control, lower back down. One more time, Cobra or up dog, lifting up as high as makes sense for your low back. Downward facing dog to exhale. Give yourself 2 big deep breaths in and out. And push your hands away from you as you exhale. Another round. And soften your knees in order to shift your sit bones up just a bit higher. And this time, lift your right foot up as you inhale. And place your right foot between your hands. Keep your back knee lifted. Crescent lunge, deep breath in. And then firm pressure into your front foot. Take a breath here. 3/4 crescent, lean forward, reach forward. So you got barely any weight in your back foot, a lot of strengthening through your outer front hip. Give yourself a breath. Stay for your exhale, getting ready to move forward. Rise up, lift your back knee up as you lift, and then standing figure 4, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Give yourself a deep breath here, arms still reaching up. Press your hips back and down as you exhale. We're going to keep moving. Rise again, left knee up. And this time, airplane pose to exhale. Give yourself a round of breath. Press back through your fingertips and lift at heel. Then again, rise up, back knee comes up, a little bit quicker this time. Standing figure 4 just for your exhale. Rise back up, left knee comes up. Airplane pose, slow and steady just for your exhale. Rise again, left knee up. Standing figure 4 for your exhale. Rise up. Option to keep your arms long. Warrior 3 or airplane, your choice. This time stay. Take a deep breath in. Soften your standing knee just a bit more. And then nice and slow with control, slowly step back to crescent lunge. Take your time. Arms go up as you're ready. Soften your back knee, lift your hip points. Take one big deep breath. And from here, chaturanga, take your time, lowering slowly. Cobra or up dog, always your choice. Downward facing dog, stay for your exhale. Give yourself a full round of breath in and out. A little shake to your head, nice and long through your neck. Another round of breath. Slow breath out. Second side, lift your left leg up. Plant your left foot between your hands. Crescent lunge. Stretch up through your ring fingers to lengthen the sides of your body. And again, start to press into your front foot. And take a deep breath in, expanding through your ribs. 3/4 crescent as you exhale. And take a deep breath. A little bit more pressure into your front foot, lightening up your back foot. Come to standing. Back knee comes up. Take your time. Standing figure 4 as you exhale. Give yourself a full round of breath on this first one. Press your hips just a little bit further back and down. And here we go, moving. Rise up. Right knee comes up. Airplane pose to exhale. Stay for a round. Keep your standing knee just a bit soft. It'll help stabilize as we continue moving. Again, stand up, lift your back knee up. Standing figure 4 to exhale. And keep moving. Rise up, knee up. Airplane pose to exhale. Nice and slow. Rise up, knee up. Standing figure 4, cross and sink your hips back and down. Rise up. Option to keep your arms long. Airplane or warrior 3, your choice. Stay right here. Take a round of breath. Then nice and slow, start to soften your standing knee, slowly with control, stepping back to crescent lunge. Got plenty of time to get there. Once you're there, soften your back knee, lift your hip points. Giant breath in. Chaturanga to exhale. Cobra or up dog, mindful of your low back. Downward facing dog, stay for your exhale. Take a full round of breath in and out. A little bit of softness through your neck as you exhale. Breath in. Slow and steady breath out. Lift both of your heels up this time. Look forward as you exhale. Jump or step forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Stretch your arms back as you exhale. Rise and reach. Lengthen the front of your body. And then chair pose. Press your weight back into your heels. Stay for a round of breath. Press your heels down and away from each other. And take another breath here. And this time, power chair, your choice. Arms forward or arms like airplane. Choose what feels supportive. Take a full round of breath here. Stay just for your exhale. Rise up, reach up, lengthen the front of your body. Bow forward as you exhale. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, keep your elbows tucked in to control the lowering. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog, step your right foot forward, back heel goes down this time. Warrior 1, deep breath in. Warrior 2, empty out. Reverse your warrior. Then go right back to warrior 2. Press firmly into your front heel. Reverse warrior. Focus on lengthening the right side of your body. Back to warrior 2. Again, reverse. Warrior 2. One more time, reverse warrior, this time a little bit different. Long pyramid, stack your palms on your front shin, lift your back heel. Feel free to hop your back foot forward a little bit more, looking for stability. And take a round of breath here. Press the center of your chest forward. You can press back into your palms to find that lift. As you inhale, keep lifting and lengthening your spine. Then really gently pull your right hip crease back to stabilize your hips. Take a round of breath here. Stay for the exhale. Just your arms, stretch them forward like warrior three. Firm pressure into your front foot. Nice and slow. Warrior three, lift your back foot. You always have the option to take airplane arms. Take a round of breath here. Stay for the exhale. Feet together, big stretch up. Bow forward, empty out. Halfway. Chaturanga, slow and controlled. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog, step your left foot forward, back heel down. Warrior one, breathe in and up. Warrior two to exhale. Reverse your warrior. And then again, back to warrior two. A couple of rounds, reverse on the inhale. Warrior two on the exhale. Reverse, deep breath in. Warrior two, slowly pressing down through space. One more time, reverse warrior. And this time, long pyramid, stack your palms, lift your back heel. Couple of breaths here. Again, looking for stability. Feel free to hop your back foot forward. Chest forward and upward. And then really gently draw your left hip crease backward. Nice work. Couple of breaths here. Slowly, as you exhale, pull the pit of your belly up. As you're ready, stretch your arms forward. Firm pressure into your front foot. And take your time. As you're ready, warrior three or airplane, your choice. Take a round of breath. Slow breath out. Full in and out. Stay for the exhale. Feet together, big stretch up. Bow forward, empty out. Halfway. Chaturanga, slow breath. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog, stay for the exhale. Take 2 rounds of breath. A little nod of your head, checking in with your neck. Breath in. Slow, steady breath out. Lift your heels up. Look forward between your thumbs. Jump or step there. Halfway to breathe in. And arms back, nice and open through your chest. Rise up, reach up. Chair pose to exhale. We'll take them into one just a little bit differently. Press your hips back and down, heels down and away to stabilize outer hips. Then from here, lift your heels up, tiptoe chair. Press your heels together and allow your knees to go wide away from each other. Yeah, just like that. Couple of breaths. Nice and slow, press your hips a little bit further back and down. And then as you're ready, plant your hands, crow pose. So we visited this on our backs for starters, and now just playing around on hands. Gaze forward helps balance, and then just playing around with lifting your hips, maybe lifting one set of toes and then the other. Then maybe playing around with lifting both sets of toes. If your feet are lifted, try to touch your toes together to give you that inner leg line strength. Wherever you are, take a breath. Gaze forward, pit of your belly upward. Really nice work. Take one more breath. Plant your feet, take a deep squat. And make any adjustments you need. You might need to walk your feet a little wider. Then elbows inside your knees. Feel free to do a gentle rock left to right. And then if you need a little bit more of an inner groin stretch, you can bring your hands away from each other, pressing your elbows a little bit wider. Just settling in for a couple of breaths here. Tailbone downward, center of your chest upward. And then from here, go ahead and have a seat. Use your hands, slow and controlled. Once you're seated, set your feet up kind of like bridge. We're going to take an active fish here. Plant your hands behind you. And then bend your elbows back in order to lift your chest a bit higher. Good, just like that. So from here, keep squeezing your elbows towards each other and puffing up through the center of your chest. Good, we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Really active, elbows towards each other, chest up nice and high. And then just a slightly different variation. Bend your elbows a little bit more. You might walk your hands a little closer to your hips. We're going to land on forearms for this one. So again, feel free to adjust your hands a little closer to your hips or slide them back a little further. Same idea, chest up nice and high. Your elbows aren't necessarily going to move now that you're resting on them, but keep squeezing your elbows together to keep that nice lift in your chest. And right in the middle of this, give yourself a big, expansive breath. Allow your rib cage to expand. And then draw your elbows towards each other as you exhale. And one final breath here. Come all the way down onto your back. And once you're there, reclined figure 4, right ankle over left knee. And then take any variation of this shape to give you an outer right hip stretch. So you might grab your left upper leg or your left calf. Whatever position gives you access to a right hip stretch, and then just settle, refocusing back on this deep diaphragmatic breathing. And then keep the structure of your legs. If your left foot is lifted, tap your left toes back down. And then everybody bump your hips just a couple of inches to the right. Take the structure of your legs, twist it to the left. And with the sole of your right foot or your right toes tapping down, play around with pressing your right knee a little more forward and away from you. There's this little muscle on the side frontish of our hip called the TFL. It's a great way to get into that little guy. If you're finding this places any discomfort on your low back, you could also take eagle legs by tucking your right shin underneath your bottom knee. And whatever variation you're settling into. Come back again to deep diaphragmatic breathing, expansion in the rib cage, and then that little bit of softening that comes with the exhale. Unwind back to center. Plant your right foot, left ankle over right knee for any variation of reclined figure four. Switching to left outer hip stretch. Give yourself another round of breath or two, just shepherding your attention back to this diaphragmatic breathing. And then take your twisted variation, right toes tap down, legs rotate to the right. And then in your own time, rotate back to center and set up for Savasana. Take up some space. Set your body in any position that allows you to settle into a little bit of a deeper rest. Begin to deepen your breath a bit more again. Small movements in your fingers and toes. Make your way onto your right side. Press up to a seated position. I'll invite you to either bring your palms together. It's a nice symbol of gratitude, a little thanking of yourself for practicing. You might also be cognizant of just where your hands are resting on your body, just noticing how you're contacting yourself. And then we'll end with 2 words, Om Shanti, and those 2 words mean source of peace. So from internal source of peace, we share with each other, Om Shanti.